ever hear the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
No.
I thought not. It's not a story the Jedi would tell you. It's a Sith legend. Darth Plagueis was a dark lord of the Sith, so powerful and so wise, he could use the Force to influence the midi-chlorians to create life. He had such a knowledge of the dark side, he could even keep the ones he cared about from dying.
He could actually save people from death.
The dark side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural.
What happened to him?
He became so powerful. The only thing he was afraid of was losing his power, which eventually, of course, he did. Unfortunately, he taught his apprentice everything he knew. Then his apprentice killed him in his sleep. It's ironic. He could save others from death, but not himself.
Is it possible to learn this power?
Not from a Jedi.
All right, people. We're here for Season 5, Week 8 of STA. I'm recovering here from a very bad cough, probably one of the worst coughs, not coughs, colds I've ever had. Going up against Talyn, coach of the Los Angeles Archaludons this week. They got a pretty scary team, very reminiscent of my buddy Brandon P from BHDL, with the Cinderace as his mascot, and ones like Thundy, Jirachi. They've got the Urshifu, though I'm used to them using Urshifu Rapid, but still. Overall, very nice team here. And they got some very bulky mons like Suicune, Pecharunt, and some setup mons like the Torterra and alcreamie, and greedent, which are all Terra captains, and a little Violite Duraludon down there too. So the matchup overall, I feel like I'm pretty favored in terms of the speed. They got a lot of bulk, they got a lot of setup that I have to be worried about, so that is a little bit scary for me. So I'm gonna have to try to wall them. So I've got a Mungus here to be able to tank some hits. I got Seed Bomb from the Suicune. I'm gonna just be going over most of these pretty quick because my voice isn't all the way back there yet, and I got a bad cough, so I'm just gonna kind of highlight what's different from each set than usual. Clear Amulet Drill for Parting Shots, Pecharunt max speed to be able to outspeed it. Yep, Rock Slide for Thunderous. AV Azu, pretty standard. Oh, you know what? My bad. This is knockoff instead of liquidation. I'm too lazy to change it right now, though, but just know it's knockoff to knock off the Citrus Berry on things and the knock off the Pecharunt. Then I got Darkrai over here. Gonna have the Darkrai Choice Scarf to be able to. This is, I think, speed creeping Torterra. And yeah, I'm gonna Ice Beam it, do a bunch of damage, or Sludge Bomb it if Terra Fairies. And Terra Poison. Moltres, I'd rather not Terra this thing, but I don't have a whole lot of options in what to Terra this thing into. Never just a last resort if I have to Terra. But yeah, Flamethrower, Air Slash, just spot everything. And then finally Raikou, Life Orb, Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, Shadow Ball for Pecharunt, or Spear for Urshifu. That's the team. See you guys in the battle. Alright, people. Today we've got a special type of post-com here. We got a post-com where I'm actually did record the battle myself, at least the video, but as I said in the Teambuilder, I am sick, right? At this point, I'm recovering. I have my voice back. When I recorded this battle, I could not talk. My throat was in such dire straits, I couldn't even talk. Now it's just the cough, but back at this point, it was the sore throat. Um, and my throat was so damaged at this point, I couldn't even talk. I'm gonna attempt to in a second, I think, and I'm gonna be like, nope, not possible. So at this point, I am quite afraid of what they're gonna do. I'm like, well, as long as they don't lead Torterra, I can Volt Switch out. Well, I think right here I'm going to try to say something. Testing. Yeah, and I'm like, no, that's not. We can say I cough a little bit there. And I'm like, alright, I need my power aid. I'm going to lead off with a Raikou, try to Volt Switch out on something. If they do lead Torterra, I'm just going to switch and then scout for what they got. I figure surely if they're like a Shell Smash Torterra, would they lead right off with it? Maybe, I think. It's happened to me before. As they do lead off right with the Torterra. So, at this point, I'm like, well, I gotta get out of here, and it's not going to be with Volt Switch. They obviously could, it is a Tera capped, but they wouldn't, there's no reason for them to Tera in front of an Electric type. So I'm looking over my options here. I don't want to go Moltres, even though Moltres seems like a great option. Just thinking I have Rock Blast, so I don't want to do that. Really, my only option here is the Amoonguss. I'm hovering over the Phoenix King, but I know I've got to go into the Amoonguss. I AV'd this thing to be able to, well, I think it's just max HP, max defense. It takes like 75% from, what's it called, Shell Smash Torterra. That's why I've got the Choice Scarf Darkrai. Case they do Shell Smash. So they get up some rocks. I'm like, okay, that's okay. We can attempt to rapid spin those away later if we must. For now, I'm just gonna Sludge Bomb and see what we can do. Now you might be asking, why would you put this video up of yourself? I was like, well, at least this way y'all can still get. I do react to stuff still, and you guys can kind of see my mindset in the moment. Right now, I'm just looking over stuff, thinking about what they're gonna do, writing down the moves. Because so far, as soon as I saw rocks, I'm like, okay, well, this thing probably ends Shell Smash. So now I'm seeing two of the moves, and Earthquake's probably a given. But now we know it's not Headlong Rush, which probably wouldn't be, considering we just saw the lefties. So I'm gonna keep going for it. Because eventually I could get a poison, and then I could try to cancel out the lefties. I can always afford to switch out. And although I guess I don't really have a lot of switch-ins that I would like to switch in. If I had to, I'd probably go Azu, or I guess Moltres eventually. They send in the Suicune. And I just designed this Amoonguss specifically to have Seed Bomb for this Suicune, so I'm going to go for it. No poison there either, but that's fair. It is only 30%. So I'm going to go ahead and go for this Seed Bomb now, just in case they try to go for Calm Mind, just to get some nice big chip off. And then probably go into the Raikou. Or I could even go Azu. It is a Assault Vest. So I'm running some calcs here. I'm going to go for Seed Bomb, just to get him in range of an Azu. They go for Ice Beam. Thankfully, I don't get frozen here unlike last week. And there's a nice big Seed Bomb. So far, so good. I'm like, alright, I like that damage. I'm going to go out in Azu right now. And then that should be able to deal with this thing. I am indeed Assault Vest. I don't care about any Calm Mind boosts. Now we're going to be good. Yeah, you see the dead look in my eyes. Pretty funny. Alright, get a little bit of a Rocks chip. They go for an Ice Beam. We're going to eat that up for breakfast. And then I want to say I go for Knocked here just to get rid of the leftovers, get rid of something on anything. So I'm looking at the potential switch-ins. Knockoff, definitely always a great move to go for. Knock something off in case they try to switch. I am a little bit upset. I have got my own hazards. No, they got off the rocks versus me, but you know, sometimes it happens. Sorry, I've just got to do my best to save my voice as much as I can. They do indeed go for a substitute, so that had me a little bit scared. I was like, huh, okay. So they go for the knockoff, and I'm like, okay, this should kill her. This should do 25%, right? And thankfully it does. Okay, good, good. So now that I know that it does 25%, I can keep going for it and then easily beat the Suicune. Even if they go for another sub, the knockoff should still take it out. I mean, I'm not sure if it's a roll or not technically, but I just saw that the last one killed it, so I'm going to assume this next one will too. I mean, obviously, play rough will take it out based off that, but I don't want to risk it. So I'm going to go for another knockoff here. That's doing about, that's probably around the borderline of 25%. So it could have been somewhat of a roll there, but not sure. I didn't think Aqua Jet would kill, so I went for play rough. Although honestly, well, I also maybe I thought that they could go for rest, so I didn't want to just go for knockoff. I was alright. Play rough, big damage, just would take him out, and then sure enough, there we go. So thank goodness that Azu did not get scalded. I'm gonna be honest, that was huge. So I'm laying back a little bit. I'm like, okay, it's not going too bad. We've taken out the Suicune. Not in a bad position. Am I alright? Maybe now I can rest. But then I remember, wait a minute, there's a Torterra. Now this greedent shows up. So once I see this greedent, I know this thing is going to try to belly drum in my face. Thankfully, I have the anti-citrus berry button in knockoff once again. And I know that even though Zoomerl is not the fastest thing in the world, it's faster than a greedent. So we're good on that front. So I just have to go for knockoff into another attacking move. And as long as they go for belly drum, we're good. So they Tera, and I was looking through the Teras. I was like, okay, this thing could be like normal or fairy or other stuff. It is actually normal in this case. So I guess they were trying to do big bongo damage with normal. So we get the knockoff, do a good chunk, get no citrus berry, no cheek pouch, no nothing. So I'm like, okay, great. This thing is super duper low, and I didn't want to risk a play rough miss here, so okay. And Hal could make sure that the ice spinner would actually kill this thing. And then I would be good to go. Or actually, no, I think I was honestly even calculating Aqua Jet, but there's no point going for Aqua Jet. I know that faster. I think I was just double checking this thing didn't have any sort of priority move, and it didn't. So, alright, ice spinner time. Alright, so down goes the greedent. As now I'm like, okay. I'm thinking here, I'm thinking. We've got 2 setup threats going. It's always good, but we've still got a long road ahead. Still got that Torterra. Well, it can't shell smash as far as we know. But still a threat. Still a hard Pokemon kill. Now this Urshifu, I'm like, alright, this is what Moltres was designed for. So I'm going to go hard out into this thing here. And then try to deal with it. See what they go for. If they go for the poison jab, I figured they would have it on deck. As I've had to use it myself. Versus Azu's with Urshifu. So if anything eats this thing up. So at this point, I think I'm just looking at what they could switch in. I was really surprised they didn't have the Pokemon I was expecting. I was expecting Pecharunt, Thundurus, Jirachi. None of those Pokemon came. None of them was Steel type. So tank the air slashes, but then again, maybe they were afraid of my flamethrower. So I'm gonna switch out here. Send in the alcreamie actually. As I'm just gonna go for U-turn, make a little bop. It's a nice chip. Is this a good point to get up rocks, I wonder? I'm just saying, this is my future self. Yep, looks like my past self agrees. Because this is a great time to scare them out, because I'm pretty sure they don't have any hazard removal, as far as I can tell. So, yep. So this is easily going to scare them out. They're going to think that I have Iron Head, though I don't. I don't know. This is a great opportunity if I don't really need to spin away the rocks, honestly. But this is definitely going to threaten them out. Bait the Tera if they want a Tera. No, they can't even Tera because they already used the greedent Tera, which is what I was thinking about. But then I was like, oh wait a minute, now that they used it up. Wow, I'm going straight for the EQ. I guess I figured they don't have a switching. Oh, the Torterra! What are you doing, buddy? I was like, oh dang it, there we go. I guess I didn't want him setting up, but I guess I threatened him out anyway. So this would have been a great opportunity to get up some rocks, which I neglected. But you know, is what it is. I wanted to be safe. So at this point, I'm like, okay, I don't have a whole lot. My Deadpool I let get fairly low, honestly. And I kind of want to save this thing. So I'm thinking about it. I'm like, alright, there's no point in rapid spinning if they're just going to set the rocks again. I'm telling you, man, this Torterra. Can't underestimate this Torterra. I'm like, alright. I'm going to just go Deadpool, honestly. Because I'm thinking, I'm like, well, I don't want to go hard Moltres anticipating the Rock Blast this time. Because it seems so obvious. So Deadpool's going to take some chip. They actually go for Leech Seed. So now, okay, well, hang on a minute. What moves do they have? If they have Stealth Rocks, Leech Seed, Earthquake, what are the odds that that last move was Rock Blast? You know, they could have, like, Body Press or Synthesis. But would they have Leech Seed and Synthesis? I don't know. But at this point, I'm gambling on the fact that they don't have Rock Blast. So, I'm like, alright. Wait, I risk it again? Oh, I know, at this point, I still wasn't convinced that they didn't have Rock Blast. So I was like, alright. At this point, I was like, okay. They definitely do not have Rock Blast if they haven't gone forward at this point. They go Cinderace and they get Poison, so I was like, oh, sorry about that, buddy. So I gotta get the heck out of Dodge in this case. Thankfully, the Moltres is still fairly healthy. I can switch into it and then roost off the damage. Go for Pyro Ball. It's a pretty good chunk. I won't lie. That is a pretty good chunk. As I'm going to go ahead and roost off this damage real quick. I'm not going to lie, if I lose this thing, they do get a very unfortunate miss there. I was like, oh man, I'm so sorry, buddy. So I don't know, was that... Are they Blaze or Libero? I wonder if that was a Blaze boosted Pyro Ball. Very unfortunate that they missed that Zen Headbutt. So now I've poisoned this thing and they missed Zen Headbutt. They go for another Pyro Ball. Does a good chunk. I'm going to go ahead and U-turn on out of there. Some momentum. Although honestly, I could have just roosted again and stayed healthy. So... I don't know what I was counting. I counted 2 of stuff, and I'm still counting that things moves. At this point, I'm probably just thinking, what's the safest Pokemon that I could bring in here? That Torterra is still out there. So I'm just like, huh. I'm like, okay. Let me see if I can bait in the Torterra. And then I guess bring the Moltres back in. I should have just probably just roosted there if I was just going to bait the Moltres anyways. Okay, I know. I guess we're baiting in the Urshifu. I guess that's fair. I'm that low. So now I can just go back out into Moltres. Oh, I see what I'm trying to do. I'm going to get them a little bit of chip with the Amoonguss, who's also defensive. And then that way I can get some regen, I guess. I feel like the damage from this plus the poison jab is going to outweigh the regen right here. But at least they get some Rock Helmet chip. Really, I'm going to go for Sludge Bomb. Okay. I guess I'm anticipating. Unless I'm trying to get some more damage off on this. Like, really, I feel like here I could have just got hard Moltres, honestly. I don't know why I didn't just do that. Alright, get the poison off. So, yeah, I feel like if I would have just gone hard Moltres, I could have outsped them and then had the guilt-free conscience there. I was just going for Flamethrower. But it is what it is. I think my reluctance to go Moltres on the Urshifu was I wanted to keep it healthy. The Amoonguss was already lower, and I had regen, so better to keep the Moltres near full health. Alright, so now I'm gonna risk it, send in the Moltres, and find out once and for all what they have. Because they go for Earthquake, it's great. Now I'm going to go for Flamethrower. See what we can do. Because at this point, what do they have? They have Urshifu, alcreamie, and this thing, right? Yeah, they only got 3 left. So there we go. Down goes that. So I'm like, okay. It's just the only thing standing in my way now, I think, is the potential of the setup alcreamie, which comes in right now. Which basically, my answer to this is I just need to go hard Excadrill fast as I can. Because I'm fairly certain that 2 EQ should take this thing out. I was thinking about, I mean, obviously I have Sludge Bomb, but I'm pretty sure this thing's PDEF is a lot higher. And I'm pretty sure it's about to go for Combine right now. So we got the Mold Breaker. Yep, there's the Combine. Thank goodness they didn't go for Iron or Acid Armor. Now here's where I really wish I had Iron Head. But, you know, I had to have a move to hit that Thunderous. Nasty Plot Thunderous goes in on my team. Go for EQ. And that does 1,000,000,000 damage. So Acid Armor won't even stop that. Alright, so thank goodness we put alcreamie down before it could get out of hand. And now the only problem left is the Urshifu. So Urshifu's gonna come in. I'm just gonna go. I don't know why I don't just go hard Moltres. Okay, I'm going out into the Amoonguss, I guess, to see what they're gonna go for. I know, because you probably know that Moltres can't live 2 Wicked Blows. So I'm gonna go out into Amoonguss, let it take the hit, and then safely be able to take out the Urshifu with Moltres. So it takes 2 rounds of Rocky Helmet Chip to get it in range. Is it in range of a Flamethrower, or do I have to go for Anger Slash? I was thinking about Darkrai, but I was like, I don't think those hits are going to kill. I don't want to risk a focus plasminus. Unless I have to. Oh, I almost clicked it too. I'm like, no, let me just end this the safe way. As safe as I can, anyways. Just go for air slash. Oh, yeah, see, I went for the safe play. Flamethrower. Not gonna miss. Maybe I could have taken a couple of those flamethrower or wicked blows. Alright, so, GG's. I'm like, okay, there we go. Let's slow clap them. You can see my weakness here. So I'm like, alright. GG's to Talyn. That's gonna be GG's. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.